Yo, like, subscribe, follow, giddy up. That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah! What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D After Dark, only on A2D Radio. We are brought to you by Body Check Wellness, and you can use promo code A2D for 20% off. That's bodycheckwellness.com. Go check it out. Use promo code A2D for 20% off at checkout. And it's a line of products to promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. So check it out. I love the focus and clarity. I just went and got a different kind now. And the gummies, listen, delicious. Okay, delicious. I feel like I could play 5-on-5 basketball at a local YMCA. Is that understood? So bodycheckwellness.com, promo code A2D for 20% off. What's up, everybody? Tom, Tori, Chrome, Lindsay. No Ariana tonight. So no me last week. No Ariana this week. I wasn't supposed to be on this week. It was supposed to be Toothgate. It's like Toothgate. I might rip my shout out's gonna be Dennis, but we'll do that later on the show. So we'll do our shout outs. Okay, I'm going to shout out the great profession that it is. Social media and relationships. So a little combo. Sixers talk. Playing better basketball on the road this year than ever before. 8 and 9. Not ever before, but in like the last 5 years, easy. Maybe even the last 10.
Feels like ever before.
Yeah, feels like ever. So playing good basketball. We'll dive into the Sixers. We'll dive into a little bit of the NBA All-Star selections. That fun stuff. Eagles talk. Main topic at hand. How exciting. And goes right into our poll question brought to you by our doc. Got to make him yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Our poll question, I'm okay with how the Carson Wentz era ended here in Philadelphia. Do you agree?
I am not okay.
I'm not okay. Did I say I'm okay?
Yep.
Because I feel like I am okay.
Are you okay? Are we?
No, I'm not okay with the Eagles. I'll get back to the poll. I am not okay with how the Carson Wentz era ended here in Philadelphia. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everybody get your podcasts are there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation. We're going to read off a ton of comments tonight because obviously we always do, but this is a triggery topic. Still a triggery topic. And when we brought up talking about it, it upsets me because I don't want to be the ex-girlfriend. It's time for me personally to move on, and I got to be Team Jalen. And I've already made that clear on numerous shows. I'm not going into that. But in this, I'm not okay. I agree. I mean, I'm always going to agree with that. And because of the reasoning behind it, because the assets you trade up to get them, because you gave him $128 million, A, B, C, and D of all that, okay? That's why I'm not okay. That's why I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with the leak BS put out by this organization too, right? I'm not okay with them dangling the carrot and then getting caught with their pants down and literally getting banged in the ass by a Colt, okay? That's what happened here. So, no, I'm not okay with anything. I've moved on, and then I'm going to, you guys all go. I've moved on, but I'm never going to be okay with this unless the next guy can flat out play because I'm an Eagles fan. But the accountability that I hold up top is never going to change. Okay? That's why I'm not okay with none of it. Because what are you going to go draft a quarterback now? So 3 quarterbacks in the first two rounds in 6 years? That's what you're going to do? 3 quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds in 6 years. That's the organization you're going to be. Hey, Cleveland Browns. Hi, Cleveland Browns. How are you guys? So I'm not okay with none of it unless somebody can play, and hopefully Jalen can. So I'm Team Jalen Hurts now. I rally around my guy, all right, because he's guess what uniform he's wearing? He's wearing an Eagles uniform. I don't think he's going to be good enough, but it's his year to fail or succeed. and prove everybody wrong. But in terms of the Carson, I'm not okay with it. This was poorly handled by this organization from the very beginning. Okay, right? Not about the beginning of 2016. All right, after he got hurt and they won the Super Bowl, the way they've handled it has been atrocious ever since. Okay, then not trading of Nick Foles when you had an opportunity to, when he could have cleared the room out, right? All that stuff they didn't handle well. He started handling stuff bad at the end here now too, and everything's been handled poorly. All right, and here we are, and we got to move on from it. But no, you can't give a guy $128 million, then go draft the guy in the second round, and then dangle the fruit, and then not get a good enough offer and return back in what you consider a franchise quarterback that you gave $128 million to 20 months ago. So no, I'm never okay with mismanaging a situation. I'm never okay with leaked bullshit. I'm never okay with thinking you're the smartest goddamn person in the room. I'm never gonna be okay with it, Tori, Chrome, Lindsay. I'm never gonna be okay with it. I'm upset. I'm emotional, but I'm trying to move on. And then you got to bring it up again tonight and make me go back at it again. You know, because how can anybody be okay? I'm okay that he's gone because he's gone. I can't have him back. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with how it got there. If you would have gave me like 2 first-round picks and a player, maybe I'm okay. But I'm still not, because how did it get there? And it got there because of this owner and this general manager and a side of Carson. So, no, I'm not okay. So I agree. Go ahead.
It's not I'm going to let you ladies go first, but I just want to say this. It's not that I'm okay, but beautiful sites like this make it a lot easier.
Oh my
So
God.
much
I thought you were pulling up a picture of Bryce Harper. Come on.
So much easier.
Doing it.
No.
Right.
Just put it down, Crow. Down.
Despite being on this side, I've been on the other side and reaped the benefits.
It's really pictures like this that
Love
help me
that.
to feel
Love
better.
that, Lord.
Well, I mean,
This is what keeps me going.
Clearwater.
This is like a top 3 all-timer right here at his position. So.
That photo over here, right, does nothing for me. Okay? Like, I don't care what you wear.
What?
I don't care. I don't care what you wear. I don't care what your PR team puts on your body. I can care less. Okay? All right? I care about production. I care about consistency. Okay? I don't fall in love with superstars that have average years.
This guy don't have average years.
Man, good luck outside of Coors Field. I need consistency out of Mr. Harper. And I listen, I like the pose, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that, like, and I like Bryce, but I need an MVP season before I can fall in love with that.
I think we can tell how this night's gonna go. Lots of negativity. It's just piling up. I'm hearing it. I'll go next though, because somehow we moved into the Phillies. Bring us back. But thank you, Chrome, for that. I'm agreeing with the poll. I don't get any of you who are saying you disagree with the poll. I mean, like, I am personally over it now. I'm over it, but that doesn't make me okay with how it ended. Like, yeah, all right, move on to our next. But at the same time, like, that's just gonna suck next year when we're watching him like thrive in a different
MVP.
Yeah, like, it's just gonna suck. It really is. And no, I'm not okay with how it ended. Like Tom, you brought up all the points that I would have said initially. Like, I mean, you got me distracted with the Phillies, but you brought up lots of good points. And no, I'll put that on Chrome because whatever.
Yeah,
anyway.
everyone wants to blame me for everything.
I didn't even mention the Phillies.
I can't handle this today.
And like, you always want when like an era ends, you want it to end like nicely. You want to be like, wow, like, thanks for everything you did. No, there was like drama constantly. There was, like, his post. I just felt like I couldn't even read the post authentically because I'm thinking the whole time, like, he's forced to write this. Like, I feel like it was like forced, and
He probably didn't even write it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, no, I'm definitely not okay with how it all ended. I'm over it. Let's move on, but not okay.
Yeah, never can. I mean, I don't know how, like, I agree with you, Lance. I don't know how anybody can be. I mean, if anybody sits back there and says, yeah, I'm good. You're good with Washington.
Like
You know,
we're falling apart.
the whole thing's burning down, and somebody's gonna be like, "We're good." I know that people like the plane's going down, and they're like, "We're gonna be fine." No, we're not. It's not landing in the Hudson. We're not going to be fine. We don't have Denzel. It's not going in the Hudson. We're screwed. We're screwed for I don't know how long. But everything can be sped up by a quarterback being able to get better. So if Hurts can, then maybe things can get sped up. But there's no confidence. The confidence level is low.
It might make us feel a little bit better in the moment. However, for me personally, I don't get over anything ever, and I'm never okay. So
Shocking. Continue.
I agree with the poll because I'm not over it. Because I go and I think, and people are saying, "Oh, I'm over it." He's only been gone for a week. Like we're over it already? I don't think so. I think we're just trying to like move on quickly. When you break up with a guy, you're like, "Oh, I'm so over it," but like at night you still like dream about him and whatever.
Corey, we know what you dream about, okay?
Do we?
No, take it back. Take it back.
No, actually, I had a weird dream last week that I told you guys about. But
I don't remember it.
you don't? Do you remember it, Tom? All right, this is how much my life is controlled by Carson Wentz. Last week, I had a dream that I was on a bus with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts, and they were sitting in the back, and they started fist fighting each other. And then Carson Wentz threw Hurts out the back door of the bus, like the yellow school bus, into the freeway.
You sure you told me this story?
Yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah, I mean that's like that's a crime. Yeah, I mean that's not good.
And I was still like, Carson was defending.
Man.
Carson was defending himself. I was like, anyway.
You're twisted.
Oh my goodness! Now I need to know everything I need to know. You know, I might change my mind on this poll. No, I never would on this poll. But like the Carson thing, now you're his defense team. You're like his legal counsel. Like
I feel that way.
Like he's not even here, and Tor's still his legal counsel. It's phenomenal.
Because this is my thing. I'm still not over T.O. I'm still not over Jimmy Butler. If anyone knows me, like I will think about the times, when we're having a shitty game, and I'm like, oh, we could really use Jimmy Butler. Oh, you know what would have been nice? A number one wide receiver. You know what? I'm going to be like, oh, it'd be nice if we had that franchise quarterback. Years from now, I will tell my children bedtime stories of how Carson Wentz.
You're going to fuck your kids up that early?
Super Bowl.
I got to pump your brakes. I got to literally slam on the brakes here and make a statement. That the Jimmy Butler is like a guy taking you to an all-inclusive for a week, and maybe he gives you the 10-dayer, right? And you have a phenomenal time. You have a great time. It's phenomenal. And now you're in love, but he went away. I mean, you got to let that one go. I can give you the rest of these. But like you gotta let the Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy's here for a cup of coffee, and he's a coffee guy. If you know Jimmy,
I'm over it.
I can see it now. It's like, Mom, can you read the Berenstain Bears to us? And you're like, wait, kids, I got a better one. Let me tell you about how
Carson Bears.
Let me tell you about how Howie fucked Carson. Here we go.
Yeah, wait, Chrome, can you
a long twisted tale?
How in the world did you just pronounce isn't it the Bernstein Bears?
I say the Berenstain Bears. I don't know.
Bernstein.
You know what? I actually heard that's like a conspiracy theory. Like how you say it.
I love it.
Is like, I'm not going to get into it, but I did hear that was a conspiracy theory.
That needs to be saved for an offline conversation because I need to hear this.
Yeah,
me too. Anyway, I'm not over it. I'm not over anything, and I think I think it's the biggest mistake in franchise history. And I'm not okay with what we got in return. If we got something in return, worthwhile, I could maybe just be like, okay, we'll recover. We're not recovering this season. And then with his goodbye message, it was just all bullshit. And I just feel like all this negativity is overcoming Carson getting us to the Super Bowl, and no one wants to a lot of people don't want to give him that credit, and that's what really upsets me.
That part I don't give a rat's ass about. To me, the agree isn't because I care about my feelings towards Carson Wentz. You understand? I want to clarify this with the people. I'm not agreeing because of Carson. He's gone. I don't care anymore. I'm agreeing because of how this organization's handled it and how this whole thing's played out. That's what I agree on. I don't give a rat's ass what he won us and was a part of, and people giving him respect. I got eyes. I had the binoculars. I watched all the games. I know how good he was. So I know he threw for 4,000 yards with nobody last year or 2 years ago. So I I don't care toward like your point. I'm agreeing, but I just don't care what any of these idiots say because they're morons. I don't let them dictate what I think about a player, right? Because there's tons of morons in this city. The ones that want to trade Carter Hart, the ones that want to, you know what I mean? There's morons all over. As soon as somebody's a little bit unsuccessful, that guy's no good and he stinks, right? And I mean, wait for it. If Joel Embiid does one more bad game or not up to Joel Embiid caliber, right, to this fan base, you're going to start hearing chirping about him. Just wait. He's out of shape. It's coming, right? This is what they do best. It's what they do. But if you have eyes, you know he was a damn good player here and was a part of the reason that we went to a Super Bowl and had home field advantage and why we went to the playoffs last year. So he's had a part of success here. So, it is what it is. But, Crum, go ahead because, we're going to obviously continue to talk about this. But I agree with you, Tor. Just don't
For many years to come.
Don't listen to the idiots because there's too many. Because then you're gonna listen. Social media gonna wear you out, girl. Hey, girl. I mean, social media gonna wear you out. You let all these idiots' opinions matter because they really don't. Like one guy told me,
it's not even that. I just want his legacy to be something. Like be.
His legacy. One guy in here said he's 6'2". One guy in the chat literally wrote he's 6'2". He's 6'5". Are we fucking okay? So I mean, nobody has a clue. I mean, some guy wrote he's 6'2" and Jalen's 6'1". Okay, yeah, Jalen's right, buddy. Okay, if you really want to believe the media packet, okay. But at the end of the day, Jalen's 6'1".
Do you remember when Allen Iverson was 6'1"?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
All I can say is Carson Wentz kicked Jalen Hurts' dream ass in my dream, and I'm semi-psychic with my dreams, so take
literally
that. Literally,
the comments have not stopped about who would win in a fight. Like, are we really doing this? Are we really doing this?
So
that's what we have now.
So what I would say, I sometimes like to, I don't even say play devil's advocate, but see the other side. But it's impossible. It's impossible to disagree to this poll question. But I'll take it from this angle because I've talked on many shows about this, and I feel like I'll be beating a dead horse by doing it. But what I'll say is, it's sad that you can't. How can you not agree? You guys are right because even if you were a Carson Wentz hater or a person that didn't believe in Carson, to sit back and then see what the return is, that alone should disturb you about the way that this ended, because he should have gotten more back despite if you believe in him or not. So whether you're on the Carson or the Hurts side or any other side, everybody should disagree with this, agree with this. But that being said, again, we talk about things, guys, like, am I surprised? Like, that's the thing. That's what's sad is I agree to it, but there's not an ounce of surprise because we've seen this show before. We saw it with Donovan McNabb. We run superstars out of this city as a fan base. And obviously now as an organization, there's a track record here with that. So it is what it is. I hope Carson goes and wins 5 Super Bowls and 4 MVPs. I'm on record of saying it, and I'll say it again. I would love to say it because we ain't winning nothing anytime soon. It's going to be a long road back. And if everybody thinks Howie's the main problem, not saying he's not a problem, but at least we can hold him accountable. There's nobody in that organization that can hold Jeffrey Lurie accountable. And it proves to the fact that all of the conversation constantly is about Howie. Even our fan base does not hold Jeffrey Lurie accountable as they should. Because at the end of the day, the fact that you're still giving a pass to the guy who keeps him in his seat says a lot. It is the guy who ran his quarterback out because he has a hard-on and can't get over the fact that he could never get Russell Wilson because he let him slip through his fingers because they wouldn't trade up. They thought that they were in a prime spot, and he went a pick before him. And because of it, he's never gotten over it. He might hold those feelings longer than Torrey does to things. Maybe you two are the same breed, Torrey. You and Jeffrey Lurie.
Me and Jeffrey Lurie.
I'm saying in a sense that you just can't get over certain things.
Sugar daddy.
There you go. He has never gotten over the Russell Wilson thing, and because
why don't he go out and get Russell Wilson right now?
Well, that would make no sense at this point. So what he's going to try to do is find what the next Russell Wilson is going to be, and for some reason,
diamond in the
he
rough.
sees something there. So
yeah, Just like we saw something in J-Jaw. Please.
To Tom's point.
Let's not run him out of town yet.
To Tom's point, I have a hard time getting behind him as my guy. And it's not because of him. It's because
you're saying,
what's that?
Galen, you're saying?
Yes, and let me explain why before you respond, because I think you'll agree with me. How can I, as a fan, or as somebody who is on shows and part of the Philadelphia sports media, get behind a guy that my organization traded their franchise quarterback and then did not make him the guy, told us that we're going to go out and get a veteran or possibly draft a quarterback? How can I get behind him as my guy if my organization is not behind him as my guy? That is a reason to agree with this poll question. You move on from a Carson Wentz when you feel like you have your guy, whether we agree with it or not. And the organization has now, again, flubbed this whole thing and started another quarterback controversy without even having a second quarterback here because they won't commit to the guy that they drafted in the second round last year who wasn't great. Numbers show it, but showed flashes that at this point, if you're moving on from Carson, deserves the opportunity to be named the guy at least from jump.
Fuck yeah.
He's young enough. And the fact that my organization won't commit to that, I can't sit here and say, I'm going to get behind my guy. I'm going to get behind him as an Eagle, but I can't call him my guy because he's not my guy. He's not the Eagles guy. We don't know what he is now at this point.
Hold on, though.
He's a possible option at quarterback.
You heard the rant the other day about it. This is unacceptable. He's your guy this year. Like, it's unacceptable. You shouldn't draft one. You heard the whole rant. You can't do it again. I opened this show up by saying, there'll be 3 out of 6 years you're drafting a quarterback in the first or second round. That means you're not being successful at it. That means you're a terrible organization right now. That's what that would mean. So I fully agree with you. The only thing I'll say that could be devil's advocate back to that, hopefully, Chrome,
sure,
is that this is their way of trying to use that pick as leverage, right? Making teams think that they're willing to go take a Fields, a Wilson, a Lance, whoever.
And I dropped, if you remember, I dropped that in the comment section the other day, right? What if it is the Eagles? Now, they still could bring in a veteran, though, to compete. So that kind of bucks that a little bit. But
yeah, there's competition and there's trying to take somebody's job. Different.
But I did drop that in your comment section, and I said maybe I'm giving them too much credit. But is it with knowing how they are able to manipulate the media? Is it out of the possibility that they're not intending to draft a quarterback, but by putting these feelers out there, they can convince another team that's a strong possibility who may want a Fields or a Trey Lance or anybody who could be available there to where they could trade back for more draft capital?
Yeah, exactly. Real quick.
Not an impossibility.
Big Moose, we appreciate you.
Thanks,
he said,
Big Moose.
Don't need a QB at 6. Give Hurts 1 year. If we stink, then we'll have another top 10 pick and get a QB then. I want either Surtain or Pitts, game changers. I agree with you, Big Moose. That's sort of what I was saying the other day. If he's good, then great. If Hurts is bad, then guess what? We'll get one the following year then. And we're going to draft the best player on the board this year coming up. Listen, if you're watching over on YouTube, I see there's a lot of yous right now. A lot of yous and only 15 likes. Unacceptable. Better pound that goddamn like button. All right, even if you don't agree with a word we're saying, better hit that and better subscribe ASAP. All right, you're going to love what you're hearing, and if you don't, then we're going to agree to disagree on it, and we'll expose.
That's what we do here,
and we'll expose it. But
to Moose's point too, I heard on some other shows earlier this past week that next year's draft class isn't that sexy or that deep in terms of quarterbacks. Although listen, and I say this as a person who's not I'm not a big college guy. I've watched a little more this year, and I'm planning to get more into it next year. However, I will say this, in just kind of doing a little bit of homework, the draft class next year is not bad. It's pretty good and pretty deep. You may not have the top tier of the first pick. You're not gonna have the Trevor Lawrence or the top 1 or 2 guys at that talent level, but in terms of guys who could be quarterback ready guys, next year might be the year that if Hurts crashes and fails, then you go for the quarterback next year.
I was actually hearing the opposite, that we're not going to have any good quarterbacks in the draft for years.
Well, that's what I said. I
this.
heard that, but I started to kind of look into it and read some stuff and talk to some guys that I know are really big college guys, and they said that's just not true. And again, you have to factor in every year you have one or two quarterbacks that emerge and end up going. True. So that's the other thing. You have to think there's a deep quarterback class. I don't know if the quality is as good in terms of that, but you have to think too, 1, 2, or 3 of those guys are likely to emerge this year and have that potential to be those top tier guys.
Yeah, and you never know, because like Burrow was a guy.
Joe Burrow is the prime example.
You just never know. Guys might come out and have a monster years and they'll jump up draft boards, but you can't be in that conversation yet. And I want your ladies' opinions on this, because you can't be in this conversation again for a quarterback. Just like you just can't. Like, you can't right now. You just drafted the guy. You drafted the guy to take this guy's spot at some point, or why would you use a first or second round pick on him? You would use a later round pick on him, or you're just not.
If they weren't confident in him, they could have used that second round pick last year for someone else to make our team better. Sat through another year with Carson, even though they didn't want him to be our quarterback. Could have sucked through a year with Carson, and then drafted a quarterback this draft, but still have the player from last draft that would have been in her spot, right? So that's where I'm the most furious about this, is because they don't seem to know what they're talking about. And if they get rid of him, that pick was basically wasted last season. They could have made us better this season or seasons to come, which could have been, I won't say it again. Who was that? Who was that pick? Justin Jefferson?
Yeah, Jefferson.
That was the Rager pick. Yeah.
So whoever, they could have made our team better now this season or upcoming seasons. Instead, it's going to be possibly Hurts that we're getting rid of.
You could have 2 Pro Bowl players like in Winfield and Jefferson on this football team, right?
Yeah. But we want to keep playing roulette with quarterbacks.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lance. I know.
That's why I agree with that. That's why Big Moose, who gave us the shout out there, I agree with him. I mean, I think that not that that surprises me, but if that were a wasteful pick, but I think that we give him 1 year and then we see what's up, because if our pick actually meant anything, if we picked Hurts for any reason at all, they actually saw potential in him, then you got to give him a year. I mean, not that you have to, but I don't know. I just think it's all very stupid. And I think that I agree with you when you say it just doesn't seem like they know what they're doing.
It's not well thought out. And you would think a franchise would be thinking out a team 10 steps ahead.
Yes. So many years to come. No.
Yeah. They don't even know what they're doing tomorrow, basically. Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I don't think they have a clue what they're doing, right? Like I told you, I don't think they really wanted to trade them. They just they like to see. They're big fans. When you're a nerd, right? When you're a nerd, you love to see. Well, what can I get for him? You know what I mean? What can I, since we're cleaning out house here, what could I possibly get for him if I dangled them out there? Right? They love to see because they're losers, right? If they weren't losers, they wouldn't have won 4 games last year and had a shit roster. So we now know they're losers. Okay? So they would have never dangled the fruit and the carrot, and none of this would have happened if it wasn't their doing and them being the type of organization that would just want to see what they can get back. Right? And then I think they got to the point where he wasn't talking, right? Carson. Okay, nobody knew anything. And then what does the media do? Right? The media made a huge deal out of it. And now what happens? He's then traded because now they're almost forced to. Would that make sense to everybody?
I mean, back to what we were just saying, how they just don't seem like they're even 1 step ahead. It seems like they're 3 steps back. We all said, we came on the show the week that they let Doug go, and we're like, all right, well, this tells us something, that they made a decision. Nope, just kidding. Forget it. Out of left field. Now they're both gone. They got rid of Doug
for Carson, but then they got rid of Carson.
Right. As soon as we feel like we might know what's happening, it's no, just kidding. You have no idea what we're about to do.
Well, I don't think they got rid of Doug for Carson.
He had 2 meetings. He didn't just have 1 meeting, Doug Peterson. You're so right, because the first meeting is If we're firing you, we're firing you. What the fuck we come back for another meeting for? You don't get two. There's not 2 meetings. Like you did 2 meetings to fire somebody. So like right there, it shows me how inept it is, right? Because you either know you're firing a guy or you don't. There's not that. We're going to wait 10 days later, bring him back for another conversation. It's like, you know what? We thought about it a little bit more. I think it's time to part ways. The whole thing smells like exactly what it is. The whole thing smells like shit. Because that's what it is. And it starts with Jeffrey Lurie, and his little puppet boy is their little source inside and gets to do whatever he wants. And he won't get – there's no accountability, right? There's no accountability, period, because it's either a Jeffrey Lurie pick or it's a Howie Roseman pick. And this is where we're at. And that's – and to your point, again, when you have an owner involved in making picks, this is when it looks like they don't know what they're doing to her. This is where you get to the point where does anybody have a clue what you're doing? Because he shouldn't be involved in it. That's why you hire a general manager. That's like, you can have your hands in a little bit of everything as an owner. You want to do whatever the hell you want, but you shouldn't be making selections. Right? You should leave it to your football people. And if you don't trust them football people enough to make those selections, then everybody should be fired. Right? Simple way on how this whole process works. And to me, it's mind-boggling. And I don't know where we go from here besides saying, hey, Jalen's our guy for a year. Let's hope we can hit some picks. And we do have a ton of money the following 2 years because of not having the Carson contract. Which we got to look. We got to try to take positivity out of this somehow. Dora, I know you don't want to at all, and none of us do.
Is this word positivity?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about a lot of money, can he hit some picks? Because it's time. Because if he can't, then it's time to go, right? For everybody, it's already.
Yeah, but we've been saying that for 2 years. So like, when is the breaking point?
It's been broken. It was broken when you won 4 games.
You know how players have to get physicals when they come into your team or at the combine? Can we get a physical on Jeffrey Lurie, please? And get that brain checked?
Touch of the balls, a little cough.
Yeah. Yeah, and then check the brain a little bit, and then check Howie's brain while we're freaking at it, because something's not right around here.
No,
like they're just like scheming against us. Like,
yeah, literally.
It's just a big troll job, all of it.
Yeah, I like Don's question's pretty good. How long is the rebuild for the Eagles?
I'm gonna say 45 years.
It could be
as long as this one felt to get here.
It can be 1, or it can be 5 or longer. Football's weird.
I'm saying 5.
To Tom's point,
and one being next year, like the following year. You're not going to be a good team till 2022.
I'm thinking minimum is 2 years, because they're still going to have cap implications that are going to go into 2022. 2023 is where they're in a good position cap wise, if they can, and whether it's going to be longer is going to dictate how these next 2 years of the draft go. So if they can hit on some of these guys and position themselves to have a new core and turn over the young core of this team, then in 2023, when you're back into being a free agent player, and hopefully you found a quarterback by then, whether it's Jalen Hurts or somebody else, you have an opportunity to turn it around really, really quickly. But if we have 2 more years of absolute disastrous drafts, you're looking at 5 to 10. And I don't even think I'm exaggerating. You're looking at 5 to 10 years, because you're basically you're rebuilding a rebuild. Yeah. You're restarting again.
You could, if Jalen Hurts is good, like you could be a team that fights for the division next year, possibly, if he's good. Okay, I mean that's a huge jump he's got to make. Okay, or you could be good in 2022, which is more realistic, where you have $43 million coming off the books there, and you're gonna have another top 5 pick probably, or top 10, right? So then you're gonna have another first round pick hopefully. So then you should have, like I said the other night, you should be coming out of these next 2 drafts with at least 5 Pro Bowlers. If you want to rebuild this, you have to.
Listen, you have to. The next 2 years, I'm gonna assume they're gonna get a first round pick from Indy, because they should. Yeah. You're looking at, you need 2 or 3 of those guys to be Pro Bowlers within the first 2 years that they're in the league. Have to. Cannot have these Nelson Aguilar, Jalen Reagor guys that they're going to be projects and inconsistent. You can't have that. You need to have 2 guys out of those 3 at least who are going to be at a Pro Bowl caliber within their first 2 years in the league. And, I even to compete for the division, Tom, we say if Jalen Hurts is that good, and that's the thing, right? It's not just Jalen Hurts. You guys talked the other day about the wide receiving core. I think it might have been last night on the Fix, right? You're looking at your wide receiving core because I don't think you bring Greg Ward back. There makes no sense to do that at this point. You can save money. You have to save money on all of these guys. So you're looking at, what's Travis Fulgham going to be? Is J-Jaw ever going to show us anything? Is Jalen Reagor going to be able to take a step to be, a 1 or 2 wide receiver? Quez Watkins and all these other wide receivers are all young, all unproven. A couple of them have shown a flash here or there, but you need like 4 of these 5 young wide receivers to show us something. And you need Miles Sanders to take the next step next year. And you need Dallas Goedert to take the step next year. There's so much, and that's just the offensive skill positions. We're not talking about the line where you need either Andre Dillard or Big V. Holy shit, Jordan Mailata to solidify that spot.
Or a secondary that's non-existent.
Right.
Every aspect of our team.
Too many holes to be going quarterback. Listen, there's 80 people watching on YouTube, 31 likes. Let's go. Hit the like button. If you're first time in here, hit the subscribe. If you've been here and you're subscribed, turn your alert.
Tom does the finger.
I like the finger. And I like that. Nope.
Found it.
Don't need you.
Wait. If you don't want a quarterback at the 6th pick, pound it.
I will burn the building down, Matthew, if they draft Jalen Waddle at 6, okay? And that's not a shot at Waddle, but he's
I'm going to say it's actually pretty exciting that this is going to be the first year that we're like all together during. Well, we won't be together, but like to talk about the draft selection picks. So
yeah.
I'm so excited because it's going to be a dumpster fire.
We do a draft special, so you ladies are obviously invited to that because everybody's invited.
There we go.
There we go. 66 days until we draft a quarterback in the first round, guys.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So everyone in the chat and like everyone has said before, you can't mess up the 6th pick, right?
If they draft,
I'm doubling down on the tattoo. I'm doubling down on the tattoo.
Okay.
What is this, TikTok?
I'm doubling down.
That. Wait,
another bet you're not going to follow through with?
What happened? What I miss?
She said, you said you're doubling down. She said, is this going to be another bet you're not going to follow through with?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to double down when there's no bet on your side.
I'll bet you.
You didn't. There's none coming my way. But what I will say is, if they draft the quarterback, if they draft the quarterback 6, I'll get the tattoo then. Okay? I'll get the.
What's the tattoo of? I forget.
Carson. He said if Carson Wentz was traded this season, he was going to get a Carson Wentz tattoo.
But what exactly? Like his face? Wentz?
It was either going to be a portrait.
Just get 11. Just get
the number.
11
but then, we kind of decided the number 11 would be a good one.
11.
Like where the tramp stamp would normally go, maybe.
Oh, you're getting a tramp stamp.
Well, if it's going to go that way. If it's gonna go this way, it should be Wentz. But if it's just gonna be on the cheek, then we can say number 11.
On the cheek.
Slow down. All right.
Can we get like
proud already?
Can we get lips with just the number 11 on the tip of the lips? Like he's always whispering that.
Or like the tongue.
11.
I don't listen. I was just emotional and didn't know how you would take a $32 million cap. But guess what? Wrong again. And probably be wrong about them. If they draft the quarterback 6, I'm literally not going to be a fan for a year. Like I'm literally shutting it down. Shutting it down. Chrome, shut up and stop talking.
I have said it since the day the season ended, and I cannot wait for them to take Justin Fields. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Why do you want that so bad? What does that do?
I know it's gonna. What does it do for me? Yes. Oh God. It does a lot for me, actually, because it's just going to be amazing to see. I told you, burn it all the hell down. I can't wait to see the reactions of everything in this city. It's going to go insane on this station, in this city. It's going to be nuts.
I mean, I just don't think they do it. I just don't know how they do it Because, I mean, to me, how do you not get hammered by the likes of myself and other people out there that are doing the same shit, right? Probably not as good as A2D, but doing the same stuff, right? I mean, I would assume anybody with a common sense football mind would be up in arms if they went back to the well in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round of this draft for a quarterback at any point. Like at any point,
right?
Unacceptable this year.
But it's going to prove the point, right? So I think that we want the clarification, right? Was it about Hurts or was it about Wentz? If they go and get a quarterback, it was never about Jalen Hurts. It was always an issue, a battle between Carson Wentz being the quarterback and a front office issue. That's always the question. Is it about you believe in Jalen Hurts? Or is it that you don't believe in Carson Wentz? That's the answer I want truly and honestly.
You can't make that statement. That's not fair.
Sure I can.
The guy in the second round, Chrome. No.
Sure I can.
Now you're almost letting him off the hook for being stupid. They drafted him.
I'm not saying I'm letting them off the hook. I think they're fucking stupid for doing it anyway. But I'm just saying I want to know what their true intentions were.
But it's like, did they draft him because they loved him that much, or did they draft him?
Y'all believe everything you hear.
Did they draft him because they love him that much or because they hate Carson that much, is what you're trying to say, right?
Correct.
Are you guys okay because they hate Carson that much? Like
no, I'm not okay. I told you.
It's like a diabolical fucking plan. No, they're idiots.
No,
okay.
I want to know, because it's going to tell me. I want to know when the lack of belief in Carson started within the organization. They could say it was this year, but I'm saying I believe it was before.
The concussion?
Then. So
yeah, I think it was before then.
I believe it was before then.
It wasn't. They gave $128 million before that.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
That's the thing that kind of makes the story weird. I know.
At the same time, though, like they've backed themselves into many corners, they also backed themselves in a corner where they had no choice but to extend Carson Wentz either. And I think they should have, but they also backed themselves into a corner where they had no choice but to extend.
No, because they did it early. They tried to get on him early. Yeah, so that was
right to save money, but it was at a time where everybody was clamoring. You got to do it before Dak. And if they ended up having Carson as their quarterback, or being stuck with Carson as their quarterback, in their eyes, stuck with Carson as their quarterback, they wanted to go on the cheap. They are in cap fucking hell. They needed to find to have a lower price tag, because if at that time. There was a lot of talk about Dak getting an extension and would have been a hell of a lot more. And if Dak would have been done before Carson, that would have driven that price up exceedingly.
When did they give up on him? When did they give up on him was the question. They gave up on him
when he got a concussion?
Yes. And it's another injury and a missed big game. So what do you do to your big investment?
But that still proves my point, though, Tom.
I know,
that proves the point.
My point is, what do you do with a big investment, right? Okay, if you don't think you're going to trade it, you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to have a really damn good backup and develop a young kid, right? That maybe at some point can take his job or not, or I have a great backup, right? That's why they drafted the guy. I don't agree with the decision, but it was to protect their asset of $128 million. And then they didn't expect all this to transpire and that there be this quarterback controversy and Carson play like shit and this team play like shit. So the whole thing caught them with their pants down, and then they were forced to have to see what they could get for them, and then have to move them. So that's what I think the timeline is. That's all.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're all in agreement. Let me rephrase, okay? To prove it to the fan base, to show the fan base, because I think we all of us, and we've had people on here that know what they're talking about, like have inside people like Jeff Mosher who verified what we've talked about, in that it was about the overvalue of the backup quarterback and drafting Jalen Hurts not to be Carson's replacement, right? But you still have a lot of knuckleheads in this fan base. So if they go out and get a quarterback, to me, it's proving to this fan base who's been steadfast that it was always about Jalen Hurts emerged last year and Carson lost his job. No, it was before that they stopped believing in him. Like, to the point, the timeline you're talking about, it was never about Jalen Hurts being a special talent that they believe. It was always about they don't believe in Carson Wentz's talent.
Yeah.
That's what so not necessarily proving in that. I'm saying in terms of this insane fan base who for some reason think that they believed in Jalen Hurts' talent so much that's the reason why it happened. And then because Carson played bad and Jalen came in and had a good 5 quarters of football, that kind of verified all that, and that was nonsense.
I'll be honest with you.
You know what I'm saying?
On a positivity note, though, I do think that, it's more of like glass half full. I do think they're going to hit some picks this year. And
I don't think they have a choice. I hope so, for Christ's sake.
And I'm praying that some of these younger guys on this roster, like you spoke about and we've spoken about on other shows, can step up to the table and step up to the plate and show growth, right? Like all them receivers, like not all of them, but can I get two? Can I get two that tell me that, yo, you can play in this league? You know what I mean? Can my tight end show me he can play 16 games? Can my running back show me he can play 16 games, like you said? Can my offensive line be healthy, right? There's going to be some good defensive players here. You're probably going to have Fletcher Cox. You're going to have Hargrave. You're going to have BG. You're going to have Slay. You probably saw Rodney McLeod. You're going to have some good football players here still. You know what I mean? Not great, but you're still going to have enough where
I think Slay could get moved.
Maybe.
I can see Slay getting
but
moved.
in a shit division, you know what I'm saying? That if your quarterback plays well and all this young talent on offense can wake up or they stink, well, we're going to find out, right? So to me, it's just a big find out year for so many things, okay? And that's where I think, I want everybody else's thought process. Like, would you rather see all the young players go play and find out what you have and just take the L this year? Are we okay with that? Or do you try to figure out, like, okay, well, how are we going to try to win games? I think for this year, the win game mode's out the window. Can everybody agree with that? Or would you disagree and say, you know what? No, we should still go sign some veterans, to low money and try to catch lightning in the bottle.
I think we need to get like a baseline down, like back down. I just feel like we're all over the place. And I think that you have to we have to feel stable, really. That might be part of it. But in my head, I just think that there needs to be like some other things done before we go crazy in the win column.
I just can't imagine I'm going to lose the whole season.
Well, no, I don't. I don't think like that ever. Like, remember at the end of last season and there was that conversation? I don't think like that. That's just, I don't care what the situation is. I can't think like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm still not ready. I'm not ready to tank it.
I got to rephrase that, the Philly fan. I'm not saying tank. I'm saying I want to see all the young players play. And if they stink, they stink. If they can play, then guess what? We'll be good.
Which it seems like they do stink. So
okay, but that's what we have to find out, though. Like, it's not like not dressing JJ, not dressing Fulgham. Like, no. Like, not, Jalen Reagor. Like, right? Hightower, Watkins. All these younger guys on offense, Miles, Dallas, we got to see if they all can play. Jalen, right? So to me, it's a big year skill position wise for a lot of these young players, and for us as fans to know the direction we're going to go. Because right now, like Lindsay just said, there's no direction, and there's no what kind of football team are you building? What do you think wins in this league, right? And what do you value? What positions do you value draft-wise, right? Like, this is what you have to sort of find out again to be able to move forward, right? Do you value the line as much as you did in, going back 3 years ago, right? I don't know. I don't know if they know anymore.
I don't think they value anything, because if you think about it, when Chrome break down each position, we don't have a star on really many aspects of our team, especially a young one. Maybe the only person I'm confident in, young-wise, is Dallas Goedert.
I'm not.
He's the only one.
I'm not.
No?
He's not on the field enough already.
Yeah, but that's because also we had Ertz here.
You never Ertz, and he was still hurt. Ertz was hurt, too.
When's he going to go?
I don't know. That's another one, too, right, Tori? But I don't think you're getting anything more than like a 4th-round pick back.
Well, I thought we weren't going to get anything back for him.
Maybe a 5th. Maybe.
I'll be honest. I feel like they do better drafting 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks than they do drafting a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. Literally.
I feel like that's what they told Indianapolis when they offered them when they got the 3rd. They're probably like, hold on, you want to give us a 2nd and maybe a 1st? You know what I mean? Or 2 2s, right? No. Somebody knocks on Howie's door like, Howie, no, take the 3rd instead. We're better there. You're right. This is why I hired you. This is why.
I can't.
That one. Philly fan, I hope you're right. You got a lot of optimism, baby. What kind of track record? Like how do you make shit into something edible? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if you tell me Nick Sirianni is this like wide receiver whisperer, then hopefully he is. I want to agree. I want to agree with you. I don't want to be. I'll be proven wrong on Jalen Reagor. I'll love to. Okay, so let me know. Perfect timing, because I was going to say, let me know.
Sorry, that's always me.
I want Nick to get in his hips, right, and do that little shimmy right there to the ringtone, right?
The Dax one.
Get into the hips. Nick Sirianni's getting up in your head and getting you off the line. He's getting up in your hips, getting you a little wiggle. He's showing you that little wiggle off the line. All right, little crossover. Nick's on your back like a golf shot, just showing you really awkward shit. But guess what? Maybe you can get the best out of him. Jesus, good. My goodness, this is where it's come to. You know what I mean? We're talking about. I'm talking about getting up in hips. You know, how do you get these guys better? You know, get better is on your own. Get better is the work you put on in the off season. Getting better is the game slowing down for you. Getting better is working on your hips, working on your footwork, right? Getting better off the line. I don't know if Nick can do that in the off season for guys. Brian Daly has zero faith in this organization. Nobody does. We could do a 1 out of 10, and then we can go on to our next topic. 1 out of 10 faith in this organization moving forward. 10 being like, you know what? I couldn't have more faith. I'm like Carson at a church. You know what I mean? I'm Carson at a church. That's how much faith I got. So, you know, you could be a 10 or you're right where Tori will be, which is probably, I mean, you probably will go 0. I went 1 the other night, which I thought was generous. What do you all say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go at a 1. As I'm being generous as well, because 0 would be you don't have a pulse and you're a corpse. So I'm gonna say 1 because I think they're not robots.
That's on the table though. I mean, 0 is definitely on the table.
Like I said, I do want a physical done of Jeffrey and Howie. So pending physical, I give them a 1.
I'd give them like a honestly, I'd go maybe 2. I don't know. I was thinking 3, but I mean, to me, anything below a 5 is horrible. So there's not much of a difference. I'll go 2 though, because I do agree, you know, with the corpse comment. That's the corpse.
Robert.
What was one more time? What was the question?
Yeah, I asked you.
I was a little distracted by things like this.
Of course you are.
You should get him in an action figure.
I'll say it one more time for you, Crumb. But Robert, I love you. Shit.
I love you.
Send me a care package or whatever you're doing over there at home. Yeah, I know Aaron. Okay.
Look at that swing.
No.
All right. Robert, send me a little care package of whatever you're hitting over there, because I would love to have a 6 right now. I would love to feel like a 6 in my confidence level of the Eagles moving forward. I would love the only way you're going to be for 1 from a 6 is that care package, because I mean I just don't know how anybody can have that type of confidence right now in anything. So that was the question, Crumb.
I have no confidence. Can I do a -10?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah.
I mean honestly, I've said it 1,000 times before. I don't need to really elaborate on that. I have no confidence in this organization. I don't believe a word that anybody says. So
a 7. Philly 52. Explain to me how a 7, besides the great glass of Kool-Aid that we love to all drink, because I do too. But please explain to me the 7. Please help me.
Anything over a 5 is unacceptable.
I'm not understanding. Like, I just saw who said a 10. Yeah, TJ. The Hurts comments. Look, I get it. You can have faith in him, but this isn't even about him at this point.
Yeah.
This is like
organization wide.
Yeah, this is past him. So the whole like he's gonna bring us out of hell. I just don't.
These comments get me.
I love your energy.
Right on air. You know what I mean? This is when I play up a cigarette right on air. When it's when we're talking about 10s. Like, I love you, TJ. 10?
I love his energy. I love his energy. I mean, I wish the organization had the same faith in him. If they had a 10 in Jalen Hurts, then you know, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about a quarterback competition going into next year. You know, keep it. I love it. I love that energy.
I accept the 5. A 5 for me is positive.
Wow, how the fuck did you? I'm sorry.
A 5 feels like a 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Empty netter.
Like a 5 is a stretch.
Yeah, when you hit me with a 5, I'm like, yeah. I mean, listen, I think Jalen's going to make plays, so I'm not like worried about him as much being able to make plays. I'm worried about like you putting some talent around him. Like, hopefully he works enough, and his completion percentage can go up from 52 to around 58. I think that's the ballpark and progression we need to see this year. And if it does, then that shows me he's a hard worker and is the type of kid we think he is, right? You know what I mean? And that would just prove it. So, I mean, I want to rally around Jalen Hurts, but until you put talent around whoever's a quarterback, good luck. Good luck.
Amen.
They're Sixers-wise. Did everybody done Eagles? Anybody have anything else? Eagles?
Yeah, I have a migraine now. So.
Me too. I've had one too. What the fuck?
Literally, it's like
I want to loosen up those little twisties up top.
I know. I think it's my hair.
Prism, I don't know. I mean, I can do whatever the hell I want since I own it, but I sort of have respect.
I own it.
I'll just hit you with like one of these and come, and I'll swing on back. But
no, wait. You smoking a cigarette the other night on Fan Friday was hilarious. Thomas in there, he had like eyes closed. He was like looking like he just left like a whole like brothel or something. Like
I wasn't a brothel. I wasn't a brothel. It was Nick Foles.
Fan Friday.
Nick Foles again. 78 people watch on YouTube. 48 likes. Let's go. Pound the like. Hit the subscribe. Get us to 5K over on YouTube. Tell your peeps. Tell everybody you know.
Peeps.
Big Flyers win. Big Flyers win. Needed this one. Drew back to get a win. Underrated.
All right. I can't stay for much longer, so let's do. What other topic are we hitting? Are we doing Sixers?
Which one you want, Lance? You name it.
You want to be a part of the social media combo, or you want to?
On the way out.
What's the social media one again?
Well, I guess where were you going with that, Tor?
So it's like relationships on social media, right? Like, when is it? First of all, like people who date people and say, "Oh, I don't really put much on Facebook," but then they're sitting there liking and loving other people's pictures, like guys liking girls' pictures.
Well,
and vice versa. When is it too much? When is it too much to put your stuff out there in a relationship on social media?
I'll make quick comments on both the Sixers, the All-Star picks, and I'll make a comment on that. As for the Sixers, I think it's goofy. We talked about it last time about who we thought was going to get picked, and I was one for Tobias. So, Tor, I think you were against it. I said that I thought he was going to.
Tell me I'm right.
Honestly, you're right in the way of what happened, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I was on the side where I thought he deserved it, but clearly that didn't happen. Moving on to the social media comment. I don't know. I think a lot of that stuff is like so over thought about. Like what matters is just how, I guess, you and whoever you're dating, you're worried about posting stuff online just like is in person. I don't really care a whole lot about that. Like me personally, I try and like post a lot to keep up, obviously what I hope to do with my life is I kind of need like a social media presence. So it's like that's what's important. No, my boyfriend doesn't need to be, on social media. He doesn't care. So it's like, why do I care?
Are you guys in a Facebook relationship?
But
honestly, no. Actually, I think it says I'm single on Facebook. Yes, because he does. I think he has a Facebook, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we weren't even friends.
Oh my goodness.
That's how I feel about it. I'm like, he doesn't care. Maybe I'll care sometimes. Like, yeah, Valentine's Day, everyone's posting their booze. Okay, well, if he doesn't say anything about me, then girls slide in his DMs and they're like, he's single. And then I'm like, no, he's not. So, made him do like a little post like that. But
you guys are on the same.
I meet somebody, they have all my I get all their social media credentials like within the first 5 minutes.
Well, so like you guys are on the same wavelength though, right? So what if you're a person who is told like, oh, I'm not really big on the social media stuff, right? Like putting the relationship out there, and then like you stop dating, and then a month later they're dating somebody else and it has like in a relationship. Like,
Yeah,
is that
I mean,
shitty? Is
they're
it an
crumbs.
overanalyzation of things?
No, they're
Is it
crumbs.
an over?
I
Right?
think that's probably.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so different in every case, but I feel like maybe that's forced from the new girlfriend or
Oh
boyfriend.
no.
Whatever.
I could speak to
Chrome, I think Chrome is speaking from a personal experience right
I'm
now.
speaking
this
from
sounds like
person.
it's coming
I have
from the heart.
right. No, but this came up, right?
Who
So
hurt you?
I have gone through this, and I've also had conversations. I think I told Tori, right? I just
I
had a
think
conversation.
fucking Golden Girls before we come on, and now he's having a cup of coffee and talking about how hurt he is.
Listen, no, I'm good with. I mean, at this
Chrome's
point, I don't care,
relationship hour.
Yeah, you can't lay it down.
but I had somebody I spoke with yesterday, and I told you this, Tori, which is why it kind of came up because I've had people ask me about this because I've gone through it. Of how should I feel about someone who I don't even put too much out there, right? But I put some stuff out there, and they're not willing to. But then I turn around and I see them liking girls, loving girls' pictures, and they put more attention to those other girls. But they tell me that they don't really do much with social media.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's the thing that pisses me off is that
It's scummy.
you know what? Guys can look at all the girls, all the sexy girls.
Oh, girls could do this too, Miss. I
But
post
listen.
about DILF of the day.
We're not talking about me right now. So, but like people can like admire people on social and not like their picture and still admire them. And like if they didn't like the picture, their girlfriend or significant other wouldn't even know they're looking at these people. So my thing is, why can't people admire these pictures, but why do they have to like them? Like they don't have to like them. They can just look at them. Liking them is where it becomes disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I can
I'm
speak on
gonna
that.
say really quick because I got to jump out. I have 2 shout outs. My first shout out I was pretty excited about. Well, I am not one to like seltzer, never have been. And then I ordered books from Chegg, and they sent these like AHA seltzers. I think I forget.
Is that an alcohol seltzer or it's like a soda?
No, yeah, it's like sparkling water.
Oh,
But I never used to like them, and these are so fire. So if you want to try a seltzer, these are really fire. And
I'm
this
old school.
is
With your
citrus
cheer
and
part?
green tea. Yeah, look, I'm like real hydrated. This is my water. We already went through this. We did this already.
Wait, I ordered one of those and it never left my car. It's still in my car.
Good.
Because now I'm like, I can just use this.
Yeah, I forget what my second shout out was, but I'm gonna hop off. Have a great rest of your conversation, everyone. If you watch Temple TV, I'm gonna be live on Temple TV tomorrow we go live at 10 a.m. So
Drop the links on everywhere.
yeah, I'll send them to you guys. I will.
Go crush it.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, girl.
Good luck.
Bye, girl. Ooh, I don't like this.
Of course you
Oh
do.
man, that's more of a reason
It
we
was
gotta put
very
that back up.
vertical.
Yeah, I don't.
what?
I don't know. Think you two are dive deepers with this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know what's the fine line. Like like I've always said, like 6 years ago, I was not a social media person. Okay, when you create
Shocking.
a platform online, right? When you create a platform online, you become more of a social
You
media.
have to be right.
So like some of my
You're an influencer, Tom.
yeah, sure. I mean, some of my personal life has to go out there. Like, do I mind posting pictures of my son? Like, I know some people are against that stuff. It's how they feel, and that's totally fine too. I don't look at stuff in a bad light. Everybody, you know what I mean? When some people do, like, you can't get to me. I got, I'm like four fucking dicks over here. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't worry about I just don't worry about that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't worry about like posting too much or doing this too much because you can hit the unfollow. It's right there. So like, you know what I mean? And people do. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And that's fine. If that's thoughts on life or anything, like, you know what I mean? I think it's important if you're involved in that kind of game to be out there. But in terms of like, shit, dude, for as long as I've been in a relationship for a fucking long time. I've been married now, going on 4 years this year. So just that alone, I've been with Len for 9 years. So I mean, I never I never experienced that shit on social media, really.
True.
You know what I mean? To like really have like a huge care for it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I have been jaded by social media very much so in my life.
But listen, when you have trust, you don't care. That's the difference. Like once you have trust, you don't care. Like I never trust anybody more in my life outside of my, outside of your family. You know what I mean? Parents. Like I never trust anybody more in my life. So that's a huge part of it.
Well, it sounds like you've been in a good relationship.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like Tom knows this. Like I've scaled back my social media presence a lot. I post a lot, but it's primarily A2D stuff, right? So I used to post a million things, whether it was pictures, whether it was, I post some of my
I was going to say, you post selfies every day.
But like aside from like that kind of stuff, like I don't post like that. I'm not, posting about DILFs and all that shit on there.
Well, the people want to know who the DILFs are in the world.
Sure, I know. I hear you. Or the MILFs, like Candace Michelle's little comment you put in there last night.
Oh, yeah. Did you put it on the show?
No, they didn't. I didn't even know about it until after we went on the air. But anyway, I think it's a fair question to ask, though, when like I'll speak from my experience, right? Like I didn't care. This happened to me twice. I'll post stuff. They want to see, they are into that, whatever. And then, but they'll, there's always an excuse why not to, right? But should I feel offended? Should I feel a certain way now that, you turn around and then you're posting shit the next person that you're with, like immediately? That to me, that's like, what shady stuff should I have worried about?
It doesn't bother me as much like afterwards, after the fact. My issues have always come from while I'm in a relationship with someone, and I've gone through a lot of like shitty relationships, like toxic ones. So I have like a lot of
mine weren't bad.
Crazy. Like I had a boyfriend. We did it for like a year. He wouldn't put in a relationship on Facebook. Red flag. I should have known. I was like 21. Anytime I tagged him in a picture, he would untag himself. Okay. Find out later down the road, he had a whole nother girlfriend in another state. So that makes sense now looking back on it. Wow, but at the time, I was just like stupid. And so while we were in the relationship, that stuff bothered me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, I don't care what somebody does with their social media, I guess. But
yeah, see, I don't care. And I also like on the other side, I can kind of see it. Like, when is it too much? When do people post way too much stuff? They put not even just their issues out there, but when is it, every time you turn around, we're posting our selfies and posting our pictures and like oversaturation to where I can see why somebody would get annoyed and be like, listen, I wanted to shit on Facebook all the time. It's a really fine line. You know what I mean? It's really, really, it's interesting. And it does like, people, when people say, oh, well, it's just social media, right? I think it's very different now in 2021. I kind of used to be on board with that. But at the same time, like, I feel like social media can expose a lot deeper stuff. And it's, maybe that's the kind of the figurehead or the symbol of it. The main symbol that you use is the example, but it's the deeper root of it. Like, okay, you don't want this on social, you don't want that. And then you start looking back and you're like, oh man, but I see these instances of this. And outside of social media where it's like, there's like a trend here of we pick and choose what we're going to put out there, but we expect that you put everything out there and everybody needs to know everything. You know what I mean? It's really, really interesting. And I agree with Moira, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I was like, that was like 12 years ago. So it was like, I'm not jaded at all about it.
Yo, Rob, I do really good selfies, buddy. Okay.
Billy said that, and I get this too. Like, his wife posts every single moment on Facebook and he hates it. And there's some people that are going to feel that way, right? Because they're I don't want to say they're anti-social media, but it's just not their thing, right? Like I would feel that same way 6 years ago before A2D, right? Like I would feel that same way. But like once I created, I felt like, obligated to be on social media more, right? And put moments of your life in. You know what I'm saying? If that's like travel or et cetera, right? You know what I mean? Like I thought it was important to add that dynamic of like, it's a real person. You know what I mean? I just thought that was important. So I get both sides of it. I get the, some people, that would be, both are alarming. Like if you're untagging yourself and you're, you're saying, "Oh, I don't like to put stuff on Facebook," but as soon as you're in another relationship, you're putting stuff on Facebook, or before you were okay with it, like they're red flags, and especially in 2021, like Chrome said. Now, to me, like it's the deep root and the way you can really just sum it up. If you have somebody that's just not into social media, and that's fine, and they don't want stuff posted, then fine, and they never post anything or whatever, then fine. You know what I mean? Then no worries, okay? But like to me, anybody that like really cares about the person across from them doesn't really care unless it's just, hey, I don't want my business out there, like in terms of like every moment. But I want people to know we're together. I want people to know you're my wife. Like, Philly 52 says, like, it's not like he doesn't want the people to know who his wife is. You know what I mean? Or if you got kids or whatever, like, yeah, he wants people to know that. But there's both sides of it, right? But I just think, like, if you're getting in a relationship, and both sides like really care about each other, I don't think you're going to run into issues. You shouldn't. And if you are, then now in 2021, it's almost like that automatic, easy red flag the relationship.
It's a death wish, man. Social media will kill it.
Yeah, I don't really post that much on social media. Just kidding. I was gonna see if you guys are gonna say anything.
But it's true, though. It can hurt a relationship if more from the female side of it, right? The female side, because if a female's posting a lot, right? You can see males getting jealous, right? You can see the jelly come in. You can see it's possible.
So for like other guys, like commenting.
Other guys like coming in and they're thirsty, right? You can see that. But as long as you trust the person doing it, which you see so many people out there that do, women, you know what I mean? And they're freaking modeling lingerie.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they're modeling fucking lingerie and they got like 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? And a husband. So I mean, I don't know if people are okay with it and there's trust, then it's not going to be an issue. Trust is such a big thing. Like, you learn that when you're 38 years old. When you're 22, you don't know nothing about trust, right? But when you get older, you realize trust is basic. Trust is easy. You know what I mean? And trust is usually easy from the beginning. And I can talk from experiences of not having trust, and then Lena, right? So
yeah,
I can just talk from plenty of relationships where that trust wasn't there on one side or the other, and the whole thing's shot. It's over. So, I mean, to me, you do whatever you need to do to make that relationship work if that's who you care about. Like, if Lena's slow down, posting, like, not about us, but just in general. Okay, if that's what you need, you know what I mean? You've been together for 9 years. It's different.
Yeah, see, like, I was never the type. I don't get jealous over that stuff. I don't care. I mean, I'm the type who's like, hey, listen.
Puppies. You know what I mean? We're talking
listen, if she's attractive, and I expect people are, I never have an issue with that. But when I see somebody who posts that stuff, but then says, oh, I don't want to put the in, like, that's a problem for me. I know my rule is now, and I'm not crazy. I don't post a million pictures on social media like I used to anymore. Like, I used to put, like, every night I would go to the bar and I'd have fucking pictures with people out at the bar every night. I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, that was years ago, but I don't do any of that stuff. For me, it's basically A2D stuff. But because of what we do, we have to have a social media presence, which I'm fine with. I like it. But my now steadfast rule is, you have to understand that that's a part of my life, and I'm going to be present on it. And if you're going to be a part of my life, I expect you to be present on it. And, again, I'm not saying we got to post a million pictures, but if we're in a relationship, I'd like it to be known.
Yeah.
Because it also does combat other stuff. Because my issues with that before were then I had constant people sliding in my DMs, and I'm like, listen, chick, yeah, I'm good. I can't,
Yo, your DMs are flooded? Let me find out.
Oh yeah, I mean, that shit happened, and it'd be crazy too, because then when this sounds terrible, women can be just as bad as guys. You would be shocked at some of the things that I have had women say to me. And I'm talking like highly inappropriate comments. I'm telling you, like, someone asked me one time, I don't even know if I should say this on the air, but somebody one time.
You guys can see my face right now.
Disney, right? I was in Disney groups. You guys know this. Somebody messaged me and asked me to play Pinocchio so she could sit on my face. That got weird. Yeah, weird stuff like that.
Wait. So Pinocchio's playing and she's sitting on your face?
No, she wanted me to
Pretend?
role play as Pinocchio, lying, whoop, and sit on my face. Weird
That's
stuff.
weird as fuck. What'd
You
you
would
say?
be shocked. So believe me, you guys
What
get
did you
weird
say?
stuff too. I didn't
Well,
respond to that.
That's what you get for belonging to Disney groups.
I mean,
Disney
I'm
adult
using that
group.
as an example because that was one of the weirdest.
the fuck
ones.
are you
get a lot of weird stuff.
What are you expecting though? Like dress up with Pinocchio there, fucking all right, Peter Pan. You know what I mean? Like dress up.
This is the time where your Peter Pan comment could come into play. Sure.
That's what you dress up. I mean, what do you? I mean, you're a single guy, then throw on the Pinocchio outfit for good.
No, I was good.
You're good.
That's
was
the
good.
line.
That
for
was actually
Drew.
before I. That was
If
before
I'm
I had a
single and I'm in
girlfriend, too.
groups like that because that's who you are, Mr. Disney, then I'm dressing up then because you probably got a Pinocchio laying around. So I mean,
I'm not a Pinocchio fan, actually. Not my favorite Disney character in movie.
wow. I mean,
You know,
breaking news here at A2D.
Oh my god.
I love you. You're ridiculous. I mean, dress the hell up. I didn't come back on camera to tell you to dress up. I mean,
But I'm saying, like, women don't realize, like, that shit benefits you too by putting it on Facebook because some of us get some really weird DMs too. And I don't want to constantly have to explain that I'm in a relationship. I'd rather just be sitting on there.
Don. You know it was Don.
For real. Yeah, absolutely, Don.
You know that's a white girl. That's a white girl wasted.
Absolutely.
That's white girl raised to talk Pinocchio
Oh
and
my
shit.
god.
It's very, very odd.
I can't. I love it. Well, give me some more. I mean, is there more like dress ups like in the Disney group? It's unbelievable. Like who's Minnie?
I
Get to some
could.
details, baby.
I
come on.
could. Maybe I'll save story. Maybe we'll do like a Chrome story time of the week, and I'll tell one of my fun DM and dating stories. That's the story this week.
I mean,
Listen. You guys want to start? You guys want to do a topic one week about online dating experiences? Oh my lord! Like,
see, I don't.
I have
never
some
have.
shit.
See, I'm just like a listener. I just become a listener, right? I just go in the comments. You know what I mean?
Do we want to just like bypass the Sixers and just go into this? Because I have a story.
I think we were talking Sixers at this point anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, I talked Sixers all last night. So I mean, everybody, you want more Sixers coverage? You can go back and listen to last night's show. We talked plenty of Sixers for an hour and a half, I think. So you know.
Yes, Moira asked, would I have to keep lying? Yes, I absolutely would. I would assume have to keep lying during that. That's right. William Gore says online dating is insane. All right,
real quick.
Let me show.
I just feel bad for all the online daters.
It's terrible
because like I'm just so thankful.
It's really dating.
I'm gonna go in and tell them this too. I'm so goddamn thankful that I don't have to be the online dating game. You know what I mean? Like it's just not who I would be. Like you know what I mean? I just too much. Now like I saw Match.com the other night, right? Yeah, you gotta love it. I wake up in the middle of the night. Now they're like one of the middle of the night commercials. If you're watching like Forensic Files on one of the seasons, which but junk.
Great show.
Yeah, great show. But one of the commercials is like you can virtually like now talk to somebody, and that'd be like your first date. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like that's
it's all like COVID dating now.
Like that's hard. Like I feel bad for all my single ladies. I feel bad for all my single ladies through a time like this. How, Jake? I thought you were in a relationship, and you're telling me about roller coasters. Like, isn't Jake in a relationship?
Didn't he just post like a 1 year?
Does he? Is he in a relationship? Man, I don't know my friends very well.
But then I think he posted like a 1 year anniversary thing.
So let me tell you guys. All right, so I'll give you guys this story. This is one of the better stories.
Does the people cry out for more Disney stories? The people are crying out.
I'll save a Disney story for every week for you guys. I promise.
I mean, we're gonna have to get the couch out. Brian's here. I mean, get the couch out. Dale's is here. My goodness gracious!
This is what I'll say about the online dating culture, right? And the premise of it is good. The problem is it is very toxic because it has become a very pick and choose. You don't really get to know people on a certain level, and it's become almost like a go to the store and pick shit off the shelves. And there's a lack of respect. You don't know what's going on. There's very hard to trust people that you talk to online.
There's like
that being said,
whenever you want.
What's that?
It's like going to the store, like, I want to fucking.
I mean, people just it's to the point now where people become swipes. There's people who use it as a game just to swipe left and right to feed their ego. Absolutely. It's very different.
You can say to them, like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. And then
or say to your buddies, like, oh, look at this chick that liked me or matched me.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's
a bravado post. Yeah.
Showman.
But so here, this is better than Disney. Okay. I'm going to give you guys one of my online dating. And I've never had a good online dating experience. Not a single one. I had one that was okay, but she was really weird. But
no shit.
So there was a girl I dated. I'm 30. I'm going to be 36. I was probably right around 29 or 30.
Start leaving.
And she was 23.
Hear that door?
So
What'd you say?
No, we better start leaving it in soon.
Oh my God, I can't.
She's 23.
You do bring this shit up. I'm just here for the comic relief. Go ahead. Sorry, Chrome.
Chrome's idea.
She's 23. So I decided, my big thing, I was a city guy, worked in the city. I decided to take her.
City guy over here. We got a city slicker.
I took her for brunch. So we went to, it was the Dandelion in Center City, Rittenhouse Square. So we go, it's beautiful weather. It's like the windows are open. It's like an outside environment inside.
You're really setting the scene here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you got to understand.
Philly 52, he said, shut up and lie to me, Pinocchio.
Hey, I got you.
Let it get bigger. I can't.
I wish it worked that way.
Sorry, Chrome. Go ahead. Okay.
Oh, I love it. I might have to scroll through my DMs to get the best of Chrome's DMs.
Oh, I'll go there too.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, we know about all the dicks you get in yours, but
all of them.
God, that sounded aggressive too. Like
all the dicks.
All of them.
She's aggressive about it.
What the fuck?
Listen, that whole dick pic conversation is like our fucking.
Remember
our Matt Damon from Jimmy Kimmel, right? Oh,
I wanted to have it,
guys. We'll go to it next week.
No one wanted to talk about it.
Dude, do you like almost want the dick in there?
Do I want it? No, I look at it, but then I tell them it's a sex offense.
I love it. You almost.
Oh, I've seen the screenshots of you doing it, and they start backpedaling real fast.
Wait, and then they tell me, wait.
It was an accident. It was an accident.
My favorite one was the guy says, "You're a weirdo," because I told him it was a sex offense.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I remember that one. That was funny.
I'm weird.
Yeah, it's like you taking a picture of your dick isn't weird. I'm weird for telling you what it really means. You scumbag. Like, I just couldn't imagine. Like, in my history of dating, where phones have been around for a long time, all right? We talk about cell phones and sending pictures. Been around for a long time. In my history of dating, I've never sent a dick pic. Like, how do you? And it's not because I don't like what I got going on. It's just because I think it's the most creepiest thing in the fucking world. I think it's like, that's 101 creep for all my gentlemen. You're never getting laid. You could have a fucking 14-inch slong that you can't even control in your pants and send pics. You ain't getting touched that way. You're better off walking down the middle of the street without pants on, okay? Just like your boxer briefs than you do going around sending dick pics, all right? That's
The only time I ever did that was in my long-distance relationship when asked for it. Other than
well,
that,
I'm saying when asked weird. For it, yeah. Fine.
Yeah. I love how you got it.
Yeah, like, I might ask for one. But like,
he's just an issue. Like, he's like, I never did it, but like, if you're really asking me for one, I'll give you one. I love it. Like,
that was my ex from Florida. You know that. Stop it.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing.
I mean, long distance. Listen, when you're doing long distance, you gotta do stuff that's gonna keep you anticipating. So my dick is carried.
It's like getting a cold shower. You know what I mean? He gets a little shy when the lights come on.
So wait, can I go back to my story now, guys?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
Yes, it was a beautiful summer day in
so it was
Rittenhouse
great.
Square.
So we have this great brunch. It's like a young girl told me she's never really been taken out like really nicely. So I take her out for like a really nice brunch at Rittenhouse Square. We have a great thing, and she insults me literally the whole time. She doesn't like any of the food. I'm like, it's fucking breakfast food. You could find there's bread. Get fucking bread. I don't care what you get. She doesn't like anything that's on there, so that was a problem. She doesn't like anything I'm interested in, which is fine. That's fine. But then she was kind of like insulting about it. That's a problem. So then I'm kind of like, all right, this date's not going real well. We wrap up brunch, take her for a quick walk around Rittenhouse Square. So in the meantime,
quick walk.
My staff,
like she's a dog. Like she's a dog. Take her for a little walk around the park.
My staff at the time, I told him, like, yo, I'm going to be on a date. You got to call another manager. If you have a problem, do not call me. Well, of course, I'm always the most reliable to answer the phone. The others aren't answering, so they're calling me repeatedly. So I'm getting I'm like a dick to them. I'm like, yo, like, for real, stop freaking calling me. It's a stupid issue you guys have. Find it out, figure it out, and fix it. Boom, done. So I love where Tori's like frozen right now too. That's actually a really creepy face. But so I get off of the phone, right? And I wish she would come back because I almost want to say this part for her. And this girl just grabs my face and starts making out with me in the middle of Rittenhouse Square. Now, mind you, nothing has gone right about this date the whole time. So I'm just like, whatever, I'll go and I'll get a kiss from her and I'll never see her again. And she grabs my face and whispers in my ear, I just want you to choke me right now. I was like, wait, what?
Where? In the middle of the street?
She's like, in the middle of Rittenhouse Square. She's like, I just want you to choke me right now. And I was like, I think I might get like arrested if I do that here.
What'd she say?
Weird stuff. So I leave.
So
as soon as no, I actually have my buddy picks me up because we're going down to AC for a guys' night.
This is your problem.
After the date, I walk her to her car. And my buddy picks me up.
Probably you don't do any of the stuff they ask you.
She texts me
real quick.
She texts me. No, let me finish my story. You've interrupted entirely too much. She texts me 5 minutes after I'm in the car. So I tell my buddy, I'm like, dude, really weird. Worst date ever. Then she tells me she wants to make out with me and have me choke her in the middle of fucking Rittenhouse Square. She texts me and she's like, I just saw you get the way I saw you talk to your employees. It just turned me on so much. I wanted you to tie me up and pin me down and choke me. I was like, whoa, this is fucking weird. So I just stopped talking to her.
That's your problem.
That was a Saturday. Wait. So I feel bad. I don't talk to her for 5 days. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll give her a second chance. So I text her that Monday or that Friday. And I was like, hey, sorry, I've been really busy with work. Anyway, just hope you had a good week. She texts me back and she's like, I feel like, or she said, I was just thinking about you. And I was like, really? Why? And she's like, I heard a song that made me think of you. And I was like, okay, what song? And she's like, Rihanna, Umbrella. And the same dude who picked me up, I worked with, I worked in a bank. So we're in the vault. And I'm like, bro, remember that girl? This is weird. Why would this girl think of me for this song? It's not raining out. I don't know what the issue is. I text her back and I was just like, you're really fucking weird. I'm sorry. I hate to be blunt, but I can't talk to you anymore. And I blocked her. It was really bizarre. But she sent me the night we were in AC. My buddies are like, she's probably crazy. I guarantee you she'll start sending you nude pictures. And 2 hours later, she started sending me nude pictures. It was really fucking weird. Yeah. For someone who insulted me the entire date, was nasty to me. And I was still nice because I can't be mean to people like that. Wants me to choke her in the middle of the park and starts sending me news. You talk about like fucking one end to the other real quick, real crazy.
Oh yeah, but that's one joke. I mean, that's what's wrong with you. You got to start letting your hair down. I mean, that's one you say, well, all right, we'll get a room. Choke it up.
That's what I'm saying. You talk about being a freak, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you never follow through.
Nope.
They never call. Then you don't have to call.
Good. Nope.
This is what's wrong with you.
She might have, after the fact, she might have wore my skin as a suit. I'm good.
Well, I mean, let her wear it for 5. You know what I mean? Like, as long as she's giving it back. I mean, let her put it on for 5.
If she's wearing my skin the way I think she would have, I would be gone. There would be no
maybe this is her right now.
Birds of a Feather, Chrome on A2D Radio, no heel Chrome, because I'd be fucking dead. They might not have still to this day.
Now you're scared of getting murdered by a woman. I mean, grow up. I mean, have a feel. You're not getting tied down. You do the tying, babe. She wants to get choked and tied. You choke and tie. All right. You're not going up and getting choked and tied yourself, or then I got a different feel about you. So, I mean, you're going up and doing the choking and tying. So you're in control. She wanted a little bit. You talk to her like you talk to your employees. That's all she wanted. Like the day was bad because you were too nice. As soon as you flipped the switch and said, yo, you guys better stop fucking calling me. She was like, who wants a choke and a handy? You know what I mean? And you should just run with it.
Yeah, fuck it. All the homeless people around, everything right there in the middle of
I'm not choking in the middle of the fucking street. I said, I would have whispered back, you want to get choked? We'll get a room.
Wait, Cram, question. Would you rather
I wasted enough money on her with brunch.
Would you rather do that or the Pinocchio girl?
Yeah,
shit. What'd you say?
Put your hair down.
Would you rather do the Pinocchio thing or the
the tie down and choke probably?
Okay.
You didn't even I can't believe that you first off, I mean, I just feel like you would have maybe not the chokesure style, right? The tie up. But
Nobody said it's not my style.
Oh my God!
Listen. Listen. I am a man of many colors. I'm also at 36 years old. I'm willing to go down some roads with the ladies.
You're not.
They're into.
You're not.
You were just on the road.
Not though.
You were literally on the road.
Not with her. Not with her. Not after that experience.
You were on the road. You could have choked on the road.
I think it was the whole. I honestly got the vibe that the whole fact that there would have been an audience in the middle of Rittenhouse Square was part of. She maybe
didn't mean it right there.
She told me I wanted you to do it right there.
It was just
she literally told me she wanted me to do it right there.
So you whisper back, "How about a room?" And she says, "No, really, right here."
Bro, I wasted enough money on her, man.
Then you whisper back.
I don't do cheap brunches. I wasted enough money on her. I wasn't buying no damn room, and I wasn't bringing her to my house. I ain't showing her how to get there.
Oh my God! Then you put her in the car. I mean, find a subway.
Then you just put her in the trunk.
Right. I mean, you tell her.
Yeah, we're choking people. We're throwing them in trunks. This is
head to a bathroom one time.
Really, it was really sounding good. Choking them, tying them down, and putting them in trunks. I don't know where it is. Yeah.
Well, head into a bathroom one time. You know what I mean? Tell her, I'll choke you right in the fucking bar. Let's go. We'll pound the shot.
A good one? The family bathroom at Citizens Bank Park.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Can't say that I've done that.
Yeah, I can't say that I've done the.
I've done the bathroom, just not at Citizens Bank Park, the bar.
Citizens Bank Park, family bathroom.
My 20s were fun. Mold now, too rickety for this shit.
I love when we have new people coming into the chat right now, and they're like, "Oh, I agreed to the poll, but really, I'm talking about dicks right now."
Yeah, you agree about choking in Rittenhouse Square. All right, so shout out time.
Okay.
I'll have to come up with my story for next week now.
I'm
sure I have plenty of them.
I'm sure it's gonna be difficult for you, babe.
Shout out.
You know, Dad.
I know, babe. I know you. I love it.
My shout out tonight is to my sister who has corona right now. Feel better.
Agreed.
Also, what?
Agreed.
Shout out to Bree.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, my birthday is in a week and a half. So get your money together.
We go.
Hit your wish list.
Yeah.
You just put yourself in a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just shouted yourself out.
I did.
Great job out of you. Great job. I'm mad at you. You gotta learn how to do that more.
Thank you.
I figured that one out. Jesus.
Exactly.
I was about all these other people. I've done great work here.
There you go.
A lot of great things, I feel like. Shout yourself out once in a while. Crumb, you got one?
I do, and it's an extension off of our show that we did last night. When you hear about celebrities that, or people that are famous who do things and they don't do it for any notoriety, any money, and the things that they do just for the better well-being to give back to people, I think is pretty phenomenal.
You just described me.
If you missed our interview last night on Lazy Booking, we interviewed former GoDaddy girl, Playboy cover model, and WWE Women's Champion Candice Michelle. And what's awesome about what she's doing is her and her husband have started this whole personal wellness thing that they're doing. And they have a podcast called The Good Champs, right? And she has her own kind of program that she does for fitness. And it's a lot of suggesting stuff. But, what they do charge for the parts that they charge are very, very minimal. And even at that point, when COVID hit, she just said, I don't care about doing it. So a lot of it now they do for free. They put it on their YouTube channel, which I think you guys should start to check out, called The Good Champs. And it's really powerful stuff if you actually sit and watch the show. But just talking to her last night, she said, I think the first show, we didn't promote anything. We went on Facebook or YouTube. We had 10 or 15 people. And she said, if one person took anything from it, it's worth every bit of my time to do it. And they make no money off of it. They just do it to give back to people. And what they do, if you really pay attention to, is really, really good advice and good stuff to help you. If you're either a person that deals with personal issues, we talk about mental health and stuff, or even and your physical wellness. So I give them a shout out because in this world, people who are willing to, of that kind of stature, who are willing to do stuff completely for free, take a ton of their own time to do it. She spent, years putting this program together, and she's just giving it away to people. think it's pretty awesome. So I think you guys should check it out. Check out the episode last night. You'll learn a lot more about what we talked about, which you can find on A2D on YouTube and Facebook if you look under Lazy Booking on A2D.
Great.
So shout out to Candace Michelle and her husband,
Yeah,
Dr.
great
Ken,
plug. Great
Dr.
plug
Ken
there.
G, because they are awesome people giving back to people who need it right now.
Yeah, it was just a great interview. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's easy on the eyes and a great interview. It's like a win-win. Win-win. No, but it was you guys did a kick-ass job for sure. She was awesome, and you wouldn't expect anything less from a lot of these per se, athletes / entertainers. Especially in that world. You probably have to have a pretty good goddamn personality and to be able to be successful. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Not successful in that world unless you got one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Agreed.
you know what?
There's
Wow.
a lot of selfish personalities in that world too, Tom. A lot of selfish, greedy personalities. So again, that's why I think I'm even more impressed with the way they handle what they're doing right now, knowing the world that she comes from.
Yeah, for sure. We'll keep it with women. I'll shout out Len for sure because she's a goat again. So I don't know if I haven't shouted her out on this show yet. So give her love because your Spidey senses kick in, mama senses. I'll the first night I'll stay up till 2 a.m. I don't care. I'll get up at 8. I'll stay up to 2. I don't care. I can move. I drink a lot of caffeine. I'm gooch, right? But when I pass out, I feel like I'm out. But she's she hears a whimper and she's up. It's just money. It's just money. You know what I mean? So you gotta give love the money. But it's crazy. You never, until you experience it, you don't realize it. Holy shit, you're good at this, huh? You know what I mean? Pretty good at this game. You know what I mean? I think I dropped my phone on him today by accident. So I'm like, holy shit! My phone weighs more than him. I dropped it on his kneecap. I feel like now he's done. He'll never be an athlete. I'm thinking in my head it's over. You know what I mean? And he didn't even move. But I'm just thinking in my head this is what I'm doing. I'm a terrible father. Look at me. I'm dropping. And then she's up at a whimper. But no. All jokes aside, she crushes it. So gotta give her a shout out. And you know what? I gotta give a shout out to. I gotta give a shout out to the Sixers because last night was I know we didn't talk about it tonight, but last night was a big game for me. You can't lose to the same team on not a back to back, but playing them again, same environment. You got to go win that game. It's such an important win, and to do it with the way they were able to take away Joel Embiid, right? To be able to do it with other guys and other guys step up was just a big road win for this team last night, and especially because of everybody else in the Eastern Conference is playing tremendous basketball. So you have to continue to, I don't want to say tread water, but you got to continue to through your little rough patch here. You got to continue to play good basketball for the most part, right? And come out with wins that you got to get. And last night was one of them wins for this basketball team. So to me, I'll give them a big time shout out. I'll give Tobias a big time shout out for stepping up, and Ben and Furky, and I think Shake was in double digits. Danny Green was in double digits.
All of
so
them,
yeah, everybody was in double digits. Even Joel, I think he finished with 18 or 20 still, and he had a really off night. And one last shout out to all the people that comment in and allow me personally to do this almost daily, and allow a ton of other people that have shows here and be a part of this fucking community, because this is the goat shit in here. You know what I mean? I love it because all the commenters, they all enjoy the different styles. Like we told you, tonight where we'll talk about it for a while, Philly sports. Then we're gonna get off the fucking rails. So buckle up, fasten your seatbelt. All right, hold on tight. We're coming in for a landing type shit. So great show, you two. Great show, Lens. Ariana, great show, even though she wasn't here. Great dinner, whatever. I didn't see what she was doing, but I'll give her love. Maybe she cooked something great up.
Shout out and happy birthday to Eddie Murray, by the way, MLB Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Mr. 500 himself, 500 home runs, right? Eddie Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to maybe the last time I wear my Carson Wentz jersey.
Yeah,
probably not.
I don't know why you would get. I don't know why when you're getting a Super Bowl jersey though, you would get a guy that didn't play in the game. And I'm not knocking a Wentz jersey. I have one, but I wouldn't have got a Super Bowl one.
So this
Can we
was the
just
thing.
have this fucking show up? I mean, my goodness gracious! Now we're going to go circling back to the first hour of this. You're going to put me through this emotional roller coaster again.
He
Could've got
brought it up.
I mean,
Yeah,
she
the
could've
whole
got
time we were talking about Wentz, I didn't even realize she was wearing the jersey. That's how tore this. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even realize she was rocking it.
Seriously.
So, yeah, like I didn't notice until somebody called you out in the comments, and I'm like,
it was the only thing I had. It was the only thing I had clean. So
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, a Jake Elliott one would have been more legitimate with the Super Bowl
Jake
patch
Elliott,
than that one. Just saying, one played in the game and one didn't.
So wait, I got it for Christmas right before the Super Bowl, right? I wanted my mom to exchange it for a different color. So she goes back to exchange it for the different color, and she was like, "Oh wait, they have the Super Bowl one," and I was like, "Oh, you might as well fucking get that one."
Yeah. Cool.
He's the reason we got there.
Yeah.
Because I'm an intelligent fan.
Yeah.
Yo,
Still wouldn't get the one with the patch that's worn in the game. I'm just saying.
There we go. Right. It's not going to stop with it. Or it's going to continue to beat the horse until it's like literally 29.
Carson Wentz till I die.
11.
You can't beat a dead horse when Tori's never going to let it die. So
I won't.
I already told her this the other day. It's because she's a woman, and I expect it, and I understand it. All right, you can be mad at me, Tor. I love Tor because she no matter what I say, but I'll hit her with the woman on this one. I'll use that agenda. I'll just push that on an all woman.
The easy one.
Yeah. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the heel, saying women just have more attachments to players than men do. That's not true at all because there's plenty of men that are right with you and can't let it go, and that poster's above their bed, and I don't know what the things they're doing with that poster. Okay, so I mean, I was just messing with you with my little jab because there's plenty of dudes and we know them. Like you guys probably thought I was that guy, and then guess what? Once he was traded, guess who wasn't that guy anymore? Because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not going to live in the past. I got to look to the future now. I owe it to the people. I owe it to the people out there to not look in the back, look backwards. We owe it to the people to talk about the future and whatever that future may be. If that's shit or if that's a fucking gold standard of shit, I don't know. But whatever it is, we owe it. We owe it to the people to move on. We owe it to them. We at least owe it.
Shout out to you, Dad, for using a wrestling term, calling yourself a heel. By the way,
yeah, it felt good. Felt good doing that for you. That's what I did. I
mean, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, Tor, I'm just saying.
Can you not grab the titties next time, Crum?
Squad.
Like Len likes the Packers because of Aaron Rodgers, right? So it's like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, you understand? I know you women a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I tell her Weapon Rodgers not there no more. What are you gonna do? Because you love cheese? Like, I know you. Like, I know your reasonings because you love cheese.
Cheese and Aaron Rodgers.
No, it was. I think it was Favre. I think Favre made her like the Packers.
Okay, that makes sense.
But she watches the Eagles. She's an Eagles fan. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she's allowed to be. She can be all over. But you got to let it go. All right, you're better.
But you
got to let it go. You're better than this. Let them go. Find somebody else.
I'm still gonna support my team. I'm still gonna support my team.
Just find somebody else on the roster that's gonna be going in 2 years anyway, and fall in love with it.
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, there's people that do shows on A2D that aren't Dallas Goedert fans, and I'm gonna like that comment. I don't know. One I do one on Sundays with doesn't like the fact that he can get knocked out in the bar that easy.
Is his name Brian Wilson?
Yeah. Don't bring that up to him.
Can I make
done it already?
And this is one last shout out, and I think we could end it on this. We can get away from that. I'm going to give a shout out to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh my!
The reason I'm going to do it is because they're advocating right now for the MVP award to be renamed after Josh Gibson, who is one of the greatest baseball players to ever play, never got a chance to play in the major leagues and died at a young age. And is a guy who I think in baseball history, a lot of people forget how great of a hitter that he was. Who knows the records he could have set if he ever got a chance to play in Major League Baseball. So I like that idea. I think that that's awesome. And I'm going to give a shout out to the Pirates for advocating to have that done.
My favorite part of the show is like the last half hour where we all just keep randomly shouting out, "Oh, I have a shout out. I have a shout out."
Well, some nights we're like, I guess I have one.
Yeah. Lindsay's like, "Let me look around my room."
I feel bad for that story. Okay, totally. And I'll play devil's advocate with you because that's what we do with each other.
Yeah.
The other side of that is we're going to name the MVP trophy after a guy who was never an MVP. Like, there's plenty of great baseball players that trophy deserves to be named after. And I almost feel like it's a slap in the face to a lot of those players where I'll be like, no disrespect to that guy. Like, it's a horrible story. But, like, I mean, how many goats? Even after Babe, for goodness sake. Even after, you got goats going back to the 20s. So it's not like you can't find goats. You know, so name it after a guy who won. I mean, who has the most MVP trophies? I don't know off the top of my head. Because baseball's so long. Is it one of the old school goats? I would assume. Right.
Probably a Cardinal. Might be Albert Pujols. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
You're unfucking believable. I love you, but you're unbelievable.
Probably
but
a Cardinal.
That's what I would say. Like, name it after the guy who has the most. Who the hell has the most? Who won the first ever, babe? I mean, who won the first ever MVP? When was it adopted in the Major League Baseball? I don't even care enough about these stupid awards.
I was not far off. So number 1 is Barry Bonds at 7. Tied for second are 2 Cardinals, Stan Musial and Albert Pujols. Boom, bitches! I didn't lie.
He's acting like he didn't know that.
And
He like looked this up.
And we're
going to
sit here, and I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, and I'm naming it after Bonds because I don't know what Pujols did. Yeah, we believe you. I don't know.
Pujols had the greatest first 11 years of a career in the history of baseball.
I get it, but there's allegations there too. So I'll take Bonds.
There's no. I mean, there's
of
one
course
that
not.
we
Of course
know.
not. He's a Cardinal. But I'm just saying, don't act like his head didn't get bigger. So I mean, another stud. But you name
Stan
it.
Musial MVP award. Then that's for
That's
you,
right.
Stan
Bonds
Musial.
family's a baseball family.
Stan the man Musial MVP. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Bonds family is a baseball.
Let's go.
It's a baseball family. You know who his godfather was?
I think it just hurts so much to know that
baseball
it's 2 Cardinals. Two Cardinals tied for second.
I can't.
2 Cardinals.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't upset me.
2.
Okay? It doesn't bother me. I know what the Phillies have been. So congratulations on a team that, maybe you can go visit the city once a year. Congratulations. You know what I mean? I'll enjoy my 5-minute drive. All right? You enjoy your cross-country trip, as they say. Yeah, get an RV. All right? Get a fucking RV. And you can get dental work.
Fucking RV.
Get dental work done like Tor did the one time.
No, there is a Philly on there
Henry.
who also has 3. Mike Schmidt.
All right, name it the Schmitty. It's like the sandwich. Schmitty's. All right, fam. We love you. We're out. But listen, what you need to do is you need to go check out our family over at bodycheckwellness.com. Use that promo code right down there, A2D. Get you 20% off at checkout. Body Check Wellness, a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. Extracts, blends, gummies, topicals, everything you want. Again, use that promo code A2D for 20% off over at bodycheckwellness.com. Leave the promo code up there for you. I think the clarity and focus, it's truly amazing. I just got my dog, my older one, I just got her CBD ones for her nerves. So I was able to get that. So I saved like $25 at checkout. And I know the dog treats you get is buy one, get one free. They got that wellness package that they had up when Riley was on is still available too, which is an awesome package. Use that promo code wellness for 40% off. So you can use that too. I got that whole bundle. That was a good bundle. Go treat yourselves. Well, my older cats are still in here. You know what I mean? Lindsay don't need it, but us older cats, I mean, Lindsay does though.
Speak for yourself.
An athlete though. An athlete. You know what I mean? If you're an athlete or you have pains.
First he's calling me a woman, now he's calling me old.
Oh my God, here we go. I mean, I love you.
Are you not both?
No.
I talk to him down there. If I ain't talking to you that way, then we ain't on the same page. You know what I mean? I told you I was in troll mode today, right? I mean,
I know.
when I go to 45 dentist offices just to get a fucking tooth pulled, I'm in troll mode all fucking
Told
day.
you, man. Go see Enrico Varico.
I'm not going to go see him.
Get you taken care of that day. I've gone in there, and that
here
day
we go.
pulled 2 wisdom teeth. 2 wisdom teeth, and just walking in.
Well, like you were in the lobby, and he fucking took you out. There you go, whoa. And you're like, Enrique?
He
Did you
took
take
about a fucking hour.
I don't know who Enrique is, but I know Enrico Varico.
I don't know his fucking name, Crow.
Over there on Broad Street, right, not far from the stadiums.
And now we're getting talking to him like he's a fucking family member. Like, how dare you? How dare
He
you?
is a family member. He takes care of my entire family. Best in the
I'm
business.
tired.
Enrico Varico.
Rico.
I'm gonna head out.
And fucking Enrico. All right, great show, fam. I love you. Enrico, we love you too. Maybe I'll stop in. Or next week I don't know where we go poll wise.
Squad. What up?
I think we could probably go different next week with a little bit of Carson Wentz.
Please, can we stop having Carson Wentz poll questions?
Maybe baseball next week.
Oh, baseball will be fun. Let's go one for Ariana too.
True.
I mean, she should watch baseball. She's a fucking softball player. If she said she doesn't watch baseball, I'm coming for it. Like you might have to, yeah, you might have to tie her up and make her watch baseball. I mean, I don't know. Was that okay? That's stupid.
Here we go.
It was right. It was the perfect
Put her in
timing.
the trunk.
Yeah, it was a perfect.
Great segue.
Great segue. We're gonna get out of here now. We're gonna swing on out. We're gonna Homer Simpson right on out of this bitch. But listen, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. You can find this everywhere you get your podcasts too. iHeartRadio, Speaker, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, fucking everywhere. All right, and Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And listen, if you got an Instagram, do me a favor and do us all a favor. We're like 5 away from 20K. Can you go over and give a follow over on A2D's Instagram? There's 37 people still watching this long into a show, which is great. Okay. I should have said it earlier when there was a couple honey, but I'll say it now. Please head on over there. Give us a follow. Help us get over 20K. For Tom, Tori, Chrome, Lindsay, Ariana, we love you guys. You drive the show. You let us have fun. We out.